Let's go. Today's video. Being frugal makes you less money overall. Let me tell you a story. So back in 2022, I went on a trip to Thailand with my friend, my video editor, Sam. And we had this like gorgeous villa here. We were already like making good money. I think we were on probably about like 20K a month at the time. That was 2 years into business, by the way. So we got this gorgeous villa. I think it was about like 6K pounds a month. And we stayed there for a month as well. And one of the last days, we were stood. See this? There's like a ceiling there. There was like this sort of outdoor seating area. We were stood right there, and I looked over at the villas that were kind of like higher up on this mountain that we were all on. So we were like here, and I could see some villas that like were higher up, and they looked nicer and bigger than ours. And I gave like a speech to Sam because he's my friend, but also like my employee, right? And I was like, this is just the start. Look over there, bro. Like that's where we're gonna get up to. Like every place that we go to, we're gonna get like a better place. It's gonna be sick. We're gonna keep growing. How does that make you feel? Imagine I gave you that kind of speech. And, the logic behind that of like, we're going to keep going for like sort of bigger places, more like lavish places. This villa we've booked right now is sick. But the next one we book is going to be even better. Every place we book for our like trips and whatever are going to be better and better. How would that make you feel? Like, what are your judgments on that? Do you think that's a bad thing or a good thing? That value that I was showing, which was basically as our success grows, so will our expenses. We will keep upgrading our lifestyle. Where we're at right now is nice, but it's not enough. Do you think that's a bad mindset or a good mindset? If you have fallen victim to the working and middle class lies, the sort of like complacency of no offense, your parents and the people around you, you would say that's a bad thing. Just be fine with what you have. But successful people are dissatisfied. This is a truth that not many people, I think I wrote it here, this is a truth that not many people are ready for. I'm telling you right now, success hugely comes from dissatisfaction. Let this be like an advanced lesson for you. Success comes from the level you're at right now. You're like, nope, not enough. I can do better than this. Now, here's what's interesting. Unsuccessful people will try to convince you that this is wrong. Be wary of them. Like literally, maybe even on the comments of this video, maybe scroll down, just have a look. Are there unsuccessful people there literally saying, no, don't listen to this. This sounds really bad. You should just love yourself at every level and Hamza's wrong. Remember, unsuccessful people are saying that. Successful people are dissatisfied, and I'll show you how to kind of do this in a way that doesn't like make you feel bad, whatever. But they literally look at the level they're at and they're like, nope, this is just the start. It's still gonna go up from here. Whilst the peasants will look at them and be like, no, but you're already at such a good level. Why don't you just relax now? Why are you still trying to go higher? The successful people are so ambitious. They look at the current level like, nah, this ain't all that. This ain't all that. I have a friend, by the way, not like a super close friend, but you might know him, Luke Belmar. And super intelligent guy. He's like an internet entrepreneur type of guy. He went viral recently from this little meme, where he's talking about Tristan Tate, and he's like in the war room by myself with Tristan Tate, sipping on the whiskey, whatever. And he's a super intelligent guy. And we called once back in I think it was like 2023, whatever. He just did like a launch for his program. He has like a money program, right? And he just did a launch. And so I called him. I was in Bali. He was in like Puerto Rico, Costa Rica or something. And we spoke. And I was like, how was the launch? And he was like, oh yeah, we made about $1 million. I forgot how long the time frame was, maybe a couple days or a week or something. And I went, fuck yeah, nice, man. Congratulations. Like, how do you feel? And he looked at me and he went, you think I care about a measly $1 million? And he was saying it not like an asshole, but like a smile on his face to say like, oh yeah, I've got plans for something bigger. And I was like, fucking gee, that's what I like to fucking hear. Now, of course, he's glad he made the 1 million. Of course, he's not like an asshole about it. But that's the kind of energy I want you to consider. Because I'm telling you, this is how basically all successful people are, unless if they're trying to play the game, to try and attract the peasants who won't understand this. This is what's kind of difficult with kind of learning about success is a lot of successful people play the game of power so much that they will act in ways that hasn't actually gotten them the success just because they know the peasants are watching. What I'm telling you is basically on this channel and the lessons I teach you will help you to get more successful, but you might actually see some successful people who kind of like act like they're not like this, and they're basically lying because they're trying to extract more power from the world. All in all, just fucking believe what I say, right? So I'm telling you, all successful people are like this. They'll have an achievement, they'll be proud of themselves, they'll be happy, and they'll be like, nope, we got to do more. Ashton Hall is, that guy who's doing like the morning routines. Ashton Hall. He said it in one of his reels, like, oh, we got to do at least 10,000 or something. You get a win as a successful, like ambitious person, and you're happy about it. Of course, you're still grateful for it. You're still counting your blessings, but you're thinking, oh, we can do more. I'm destined for fucking greatness. That's the mindset I had here. My perception was, as we keep climbing our success, of course, we will keep upgrading the life and, the sort of lavishness of the life that we're living. And we should yearn and strive for higher and higher levels. The people who think that's a bad thing and they think that you shouldn't yearn for that, I'm telling you, they might even be in the comments of this video. They're always unsuccessful. A very small percentage of the people who disagree with this are successful, but they're literally lying because they know that they're trying to attract the sort of peasants of the world. I'm telling you right now, all successful people, all people who are growing in life, think that this mindset is good. They would be inspired by that little speech I said, which was like, okay, right now we've got this nice villa, but like in a few months' time, we could be up there. We're helping more people. We're going to keep growing and mastering our craft. That should inspire you. You shouldn't hear that and think, oh, but you should not be so egotistical. You shouldn't try and get so much success. And this is where the concept of frugality comes from. So being frugal is basically like not spending above, I won't even say your means. It's like actually purposefully trying to spend less. You often, for most people here, you should not be spending above your means. What that means is if, for example, you're making like 5K a month, you should not be spending more than 5K a month. You should not be putting yourself into debt for these luxurious things. And you shouldn't even be spending the 5K, right? You should hopefully be saving some of that. So I'm not talking about, by the way, in this video, I'm not talking about splashing it on random weird bullshit, right? Because I don't really do that as well. Like for reference, I usually spend about maybe 10 to 20% of how much money I make, profit. That's what I would spend on something, and I like that. That's kind of lavish for me. Of course, my income, my profit's very high. But for example, like my profit is like about 100K right now. 100K a month profit, and my home where I'm living now, my new villa, is 8K a month. So 8K a month seems like fucking crazy, but it's about 8% of my profit. The equivalent of that 8% for a normal person who makes like 3,000 a month, 8% would be like what? 300 minus 10%, 240. Imagine a normal person spending 240 pounds or dollars, whatever, per month on rent, which is just unheard of. That's the percentage of which my profit is going to like the place I live, for example, right? So I'm still in like a lavish place. Like I've not really showed you my villa yet, but like I live in a fucking amazing place. This place is fucking sweet. It's probably like the best villa that I've gotten so far. And that isn't frugal, because I could go and find a place that's like £700. I live in Bali, right? I could go find a place like the previous place I was staying was about 1.5K. And that's frugal, especially for the money I'm making. Frugality is not, we're not talking about buying super expensive things. Like, for example, if my villa was 35K, something like that, okay, that's huge. We're not talking about something silly. But, we're talking about, okay, should you be like a cheap ass, or should you like spend, 10, 20, 30%, still kind of a little bit excessively in some ways. I could go live in a £1,000 apartment. I'm spending 5 times that. Frugality is where you're going to try and just limit your expenses, and everything you want, you're basically thinking, nope, I can get it cheaper, I can get it cheaper, I can get it cheaper. That's where, for example, you'll be thinking, okay, why would I order or buy coffee for like $5 when I can just make it at home? Why would I buy from the restaurant for like $25 when I can just make it at home? Why would I live in this villa right now for 8K when the previous place I was just in was 1.5? Why would you do this? Frugality, the argument is, well, why don't you just save all this money and put it into your bank account, and then you can put that into investment, and then, over 65 years it can grow. Okay, sweet. That's like a kind of a good argument. This keeps people poor. I'm telling you right now, the people who are frugal, the people who save the $3 here and the $5 there and they put it into the slow investment and hoping for the compound, I'm telling you, even though they're like the logic is sound, they're doing the right thing, right? It sounds like they are. Overall, these people end up poor and living really shitty lives. You know why? Because this is all logical. This is all like reality. The most important part of life, success, results, I'm telling you right now, it is all about psychology. Reality would tell you that if you save $5, that is a good thing, right? Imagine if I just told you that. If you save $5, would that be a good thing or a bad thing? You'd have to say, well, yeah, that'd be a good thing. Psychology might tell you that if you save $5, you might, in this invisible kind of way, work a little bit less hard on your business and desire money less. It is with desire, positive psychology, that you will work way harder to create massive success. I would rather, this is why frugality is a scam. You should not be focusing on limiting your expenses as if you're like a middle-aged white woman who's also got 3 kids that she has to look after and she's got bills and the cost of living crisis, whatever. By the way, being frugal will help some people, by the way. But I'm aiming this towards the guys in their 20s who are already doing pretty well in life. Maybe you've got a job, maybe you've got a business. You're in about the top 10% of men if you should be watching this channel, right? If you're not there by now, by the way, you can just keep watching this channel, learn the lessons, and then when you do get here, and this will help you to get here faster as well, right? We're talking about if you're in your 20s. I want to make that point clear because there'll be someone who will try and give an argument of but Hamza, the 35-year-old, 40-year-olds who've got family, they need to be free. Yeah, sure, of course. But I'm not making videos for those people. I'm making videos for big-dicked fucking guys in their 20s, right? High testosterone, ambitious guys in their 20s. What should your life be? Should you be playing this game on defensive, trying to save $3 and actually thinking about that type of shit? Or should you be trying to play the offensive with the massive upside, the potential upside of you increasing your income is infinite. The potential upside of you decreasing your expenses is very little. You can only be so frugal. Maybe you can save $200 a month right now, but you could make $200,000 a month if you focus on that. And you know what's interesting? If you focus on saving the money, if you are the type of person who's a bit more of a Jew and you don't want to spend money, and be honest, you're like this. This is a good example. Tell me about your subscriptions. You've been trying to get Spotify for free by any chance? Or to try and get it from someone else? How about Netflix? You're not really watching these things, but you get my point. These little $10 subscriptions, $15, whatever. How do you feel towards them? When you see that, do you think, oh man, I'm going to try and get my sister's account for free. I'm going to try and get my friend's account for free, whatever. And here's the thing, that is a good thing, right? Imagine if you could get your friend's Spotify account for free, you would assume that's a good thing. But I promise you, this is the vague thing. And I promise it's only the guys who've actually got a brain will understand this. If you are the type of person who's looking for free kind of Spotify subscription, you will also be the type of person who often will not make as much money. If you are the type of person who disrespects money and thinks, $10 is fucking nothing, I'm going to be a millionaire. Or the delivery fee for that thing's $3.99, it's fucking nothing, I'm going to be a millionaire. And you actually try and do the fucking business work, you have way more potential upside. When you are frugal and you're trying to save the $5 here and the $10 here, what happens is to your psychology, you start getting into this kind of scarcity mode. And with that scarcity mode, you start literally lowering your income. You literally start to repel money away from you. It's kind of similar to getting women. Here's a pair of titties, right? The type of guy who has the frugal mindset with women, the scarcity mindset with women, imagine he obsesses over the one girl. What happens to him? Think about this scenario. The guy who's got scarcity, he's got one girl into him and he's really trying to keep her, save her. What happens to him? He loses her because he's unattractive. But the guy who has abundance with women, he actually ends up getting more girls over and over and over because his psychology increases his attractiveness. Being frugal is the opposite of abundance. It's literally you thinking there's not enough money, so I should save the $5 here. I should save the $1 here. I shouldn't pay for that thing. This will corrupt your psychology. The people who become more frugal, especially young people, I'm telling you, they end up living miserable lives where they're all anxious and neurotic, looking at the price in the menu, and they never get to feel rich. Do you know how nice it is? Like I like to say this a lot to the type of guys who watch me. Don't fall for this bullshit that money is a bad thing and making money doesn't matter. Bro, do you know how nice it is that I have not looked at the price of anything for years for small things, right? Of course, I look at the price for like a car, a villa I'm renting for a month, whatever. But like let's say in a restaurant, you get the menu. I choose the thing that I want, not based on the price, but whether or not I want it and it's like good for my diet or whatever. Imagine there's something that you actually wanted, but the price is too high. It's like, $20 or whatever it is. And you're like, oh, I'll just get the thing I don't really want just because it's cheaper. Most people live their life like that. That's a mediocre way to live your life. And I'm telling you, don't fall for this bullshit. There'll be some faggot in the comments right now, like these skinny neck fucking dweebs who act like they're on self-improvement. They're not. Who will act like that is like a virtue. They'll be like, oh, but it's like, it's a bad thing to just be trying to get the thing that you want. And it's actually good to limit yourself, limit your success. Fuck you. The gay little spiritual little assholes, bro. Don't fall for this shit, bro. Don't be convinced that it's like virtuous. It basically means like it's like a good thing, morally good thing, for you to not get rich. It's a virtuous thing. It's a good thing. Virtue. It's a good fucking thing for you to get fucking rich and to help your family and to become like a massive contributor to society. You get rich and you will start employing people and giving people fucking jobs. That's fucking awesome. You get rich and you give your family security. Don't fall for this modern day bullshit. There's so much bullshit where like being frugal is seen as such a cute, wholesome, righteous thing. And living this life of where you're actually making money is seen as such a bad thing, especially by the younger generations of people who are just not ambitious at all, low testosterone, whatever. And they'll try and convince you that your desire for success and greatness is a bad thing. Don't let them fool you. And they'll be like, oh, but I don't care about money. I've got my house and my wife and I'm happy. It's like, motherfucker, guess what? You can have your house and your wife and your children and also still be fucking ambitious, you asshole. If this is the level that these people have got to where they're like, oh, well, I don't care about money. I've got my wife and I live my life and I've got my children. Okay, guess what? Well, this is the level of ambition of the guy who's got his wife and children, but he's also rich as well. Right? Why would you want the small dick ambition? I can't believe so many men are like that. And what's worse is, if these guys want to be fucking losers, go ahead. But these guys, I promise you, you will literally get convinced by these fucking assholes because they go around trying to convince guys like us, like, no, you're wrong. Like, there might be a couple in the comments of this video. No, you're wrong. You're all this desire. Oh, it's your unhealed childhood trauma. Shut up, you fucking pussy. No, it's not. It's just fucking money. It's a fucking form of currency. It's important. Stop. Like, they'll try and psychoanalyze. Oh, well, you only want money and status because of your childhood wounds. Shut up, you fucking faggot. Any of these people who try and like fucking like they try and pull you fucking down the bucket. I want you to just like look at them, look at their comments, and be like, oh, these are fucking pussy little bitches, skinny neck, little low testosterone, unambitious people, right? And the thing is, that's fine if they want to live that life, fine. But it pisses me off, and it should piss you off when they try and convince you that you're a bad person for this and that you should like heal and then you'll be fine with being a fucking loser like they are. Like, shut the fuck up. We're ambitious young men. Working hard is fun as fuck. Making money is fun as fuck. Buying nice things is still fun, right? You don't have to be a complete like materialistic little asshole whose self-image is put into whose self-image is like, dictated by the watch he wears or the car or whatever. Okay, don't be like a full-on little fucking bot who's convinced that, the brands or whatever. Fine. But still, making a fuck ton of money, stacking your resources, buying land, getting a really nice home, getting the perfect mattress and pillow for you, getting clothes that don't have fucking toxins in them, buying things that make you feel awesome with, like, secure in your life, buying a super safe modern day car, which is safer if you crash. Bro, these are real, tangible benefits to your life because of money. Don't you fucking fall for this lie that money's not important, that money's a bad thing, and you're more of a virtuous moral man if you don't make money. It's a fucking lie. So being frugal is a lie, not only because they'll try and convince you it's the good thing, but these people will try and convince you that being frugal is actually the key to wealth. Because if you save money, then you have more money. But that's actually not how it works. I know that sounds logical, but in reality, like the real world does not work in a vacuum. A vacuum is like a sort of singular event. If you save $5, you've technically got more money. In a vacuum, that's true. But in the real world, overall, if you're the type of Jew who's sort of, like keeping his mindset on saving $5, you'll end up losing like $10 overall because you'll work less hard when you have this scarcity mindset with money. Just like in a vacuum, if you try and like spend, you obsess over the girl more, you would assume that you would be more attractive to the girl because you focused on her more. But in the real world, what happens? You drive the girl away from you because it's not attractive. So just think about this is the major point in this video. In a vacuum, in like a singular event, we would believe that being frugal helps you with money because you've saved $5 so that you've got $5 more. But I'm telling you, in this weird example, I just need you to kind of believe me here. In the real world, what will happen if you're the type of guy trying to save $5 here, $10 here, $20 here? I promise you, in the real world, you'll end up making less money. And there's some concrete examples for this. My sister is a frugal Jew, right? This is what she does, right? It fucking pisses me off, right? So at home, we've got Uber Eats and whatever, right? Now, I make a fuck ton of money. So this is how I order on Uber Eats. I scroll through, look for the thing I want, or the restaurant, and then I look for the thing I want inside the restaurant. I add it to my thing, and I buy it. Why? Why don't I look at the price? Oh, the delivery is $3.99. Add a code. It says a code. I ignore all that, and I just pay for it. You know why? Because if it's £24 or if it's $38, it makes no difference because I have an abundance mindset with money. Now, guess what? My sister doesn't do that. She will literally spend like 30 minutes looking for a code, like a discount code on the internet. Those random websites, like have a look at this, right? Imagine I search like Uber Eats discount code. Let's give myself a fucking virus, right? Imagine I go on all these fucking websites and you're on these like getting fucking mental health. Coupon code. Okay. And you use this and it just doesn't even fucking work. You're like, oh man, okay. Oh, let me use this one. Oh no, this website does. Okay. You start going through and like she's got like fucking 4 SIM cards. She switches. You know how like you can have a pin to open up an iPhone SIM card place. She switches the SIM card, refers herself and whatever. And it sounds kind of cute and wholesome. Like, because she actually often does get like a £4 off thing, right? And you might be thinking, oh wow, £4 off. It's better than nothing. But she spent 30 minutes doing that. She makes more in 30 minutes by working than she saved. Do you see the logical fallacy here? Most people would see the £4 because they're simple-minded and think, oh, well, I saved £4. But the entrepreneur will say, no, well, it took me 30 minutes to do that, first of all, and directly 30 minutes of my time, I can make way more than £4. And also how this will corrupt your self-image to be the kind of person who thinks that £4 is a lot of money to spend your time with thinking about it and thinking, oh, I want that coffee, but I don't want to spend the £2 or the £3 or whatever. That corrupts your self-image. So that's the truth about frugality and spending money. Frugality in the short term makes you feel like you're making more money, you're saving money, but actually in the long term, you end up with less money overall. Spending money, especially spending money wisely, so not getting into debt, not buying like extremely expensive things that will, take you over your budget, whatever. But, spending like, maybe I'll make a separate video on this, but you just use your brain for now. Spending something on something you want, which isn't outrageous. Like, for example, you go out to dinner or something with your friend, and the thing you really want is $24, but the thing you're like, oh, I could get it instead because it's cheaper. It's like 16. You're like, yeah, bro, get the thing you really fucking want, right? Like, what will happen is in the short term, you'll feel like you're actually losing money because you're spending money. But actually, in the long term, you often end up making more, especially if you're this type of guy, right? If you're watching this video. Now, this is not the case for everyone because, look, there's a lot of retards who spend a lot of money and they stay poor forever because they're like fucking dumbasses, right? Like I had an ex who literally would use the, the buy now, pay later feature that you've probably seen in a lot of places, which basically is like debt, right? She would use that option like everywhere. So she's like spending money, but like not in an intelligent way. So this doesn't work for everyone. But again, I make these videos not for everyone. I don't give a fuck about everyone. I only give a fuck about my boys, right? I'm telling you, you're the type of person that if you increased your budget you would end up making more money. So let me put this into an example for you. Let's say right now you're making $0 because you found this channel like before you were really supposed to. This channel is supposed to be for guys who are already in the top 10% of men. But let's say you're making $0. Let's say you start getting into business, you start becoming like a YouTuber, 6 months passes, 9 months passes, and now you're starting to make $4K a month. Reasonable to make in your first year of business, right? $4K a month. Let's say now you hit your hometown, so you want to go move, and you move over to like Bali or Thailand or whatever. And let's say there's 2 places you could live at. The first one is $300 a month. Super, super cheap. But it's really not nice at all. The second one is, let's say, 1.2K a month. Way more expensive, but it's way nicer. The frugal version of you will say, oh, well, this'll save, like, what was that, like $900 a month. So this one's better. The intelligent version of you will think, oh, well, this one is 10 minutes closer to the gym. It's nicer. It seems quieter, so I'm going to get a better night's sleep. And also, I'll be motivated to make more money. When you don't spend money, when you have the fear of spending money, you know what happens? Your desire for making money actually starts to go down. And this has happened to me. When you make a good amount of money, so it's a good amount of money is over 10K a month, right? You know what will happen is you will pay off all the bills, you'll help your family, whatever, and you will start to lose the desire for working hard and making more money unless if you spend that money on something that improves your life. This is why I stayed at 100K a month for ages. And I remember I used to complain to my family because I was like, what can we buy? I wanted to invest in something, I wanted to buy, but there was nothing. And I was living back home as well. I was literally living with my family making this money. And so my business stayed complacent because I literally did not need money. When you don't need money, when you don't care about money, when you convince yourself money won't change my life, if I make more money, it's not going to make a difference, I promise you your business will look like this. It slowly will start going down. I promise you that's so true. Your business will start making less money when you start believing that more money is not going to change your life. But when you believe that you want more money, when you think, you know what, more money will change my life, then you'll start to work harder on your business to achieve that. So the example of this is perfect is where are you living? What's your rent? Getting the place that is better. It's closer to the gym, so you commute less. It feels like it's in a safer, quieter area, and it feels like luxurious enough to make you feel kind of like this boost to your self-image, and also expensive enough to sting you, to make you realize, oh yeah, I really gotta fucking make money, right? That's actually a good thing. Of course, you could do this the wrong way. You could end up doing this and still being fucking lazy. But if you're the type of guy like I think you are, if you're similar to me, if you allow yourself to spend money, not the frugal bullshit, but to spend money with this kind of this this energy of I'm making a fuck ton of money. I'm going to spend money wisely, but also freely. This thing's $24. I want that one instead of the cheap one. The water, the sort of bottled water in this restaurant is $3. Yeah, fuck it, I'll get that instead of the tap water just because I fucking want to. And it's also bottled spring water is healthier for you because it doesn't have estrogenics and shit. If you live that life in a weird way, bro, you will be the type of person who increases his income more. I'm going to tell you a lesson right now, and it's going to seem so simple. It's going to seem dumb simple. But please, just believe me, this is the most important lesson in terms of money I could give you. Increase your income. Shut the fuck up. Stop thinking about everything else. Literally, your one thought in terms of money should be to increase your income. Stop thinking about all these other things, saving money, frugality. You should be exploding your income. Income is just how much money you've got, right? How much money you've got coming in every month. That's the one thing you should have in your mind. And you're probably thinking, well, yeah, of course. But a lot of people are thinking about saving money. A lot of people are thinking about investing. A lot of people are thinking about increasing the profit margin, whatever. I'm telling you, at the level that I think you're at, just focus on this. For example, if right now you're making basically zero money to $2K a month, there's no point in you thinking, how can I save $20? I might go cancel this subscription, or I might go get that gym membership, which I can only go to the gym past 8 p.m. or some bullshit, or I might not move out, whatever. Fuck that. Your one thought should be taking that 2K to 10K a month. And here's the thing, when this is the meta, right? This is the big fucking thing you should do, is just focus on increasing income. Often the way that you can increase your income is actually by spending more money. Because if you allow yourself to spend more money, then you'll start to think, okay, well, who could help me? What mentor could I get? I'll buy all these books and go through them. I'll pay for food deliveries and, have to pay the $3.99 food delivery so that gets delivered to my house so that I can eat whilst I work on my desk so I don't have to spend 20 minutes going to get food or cooking myself. If you're poor, this is going to sound so weird. If you're poor and you want to make more money, then you've got to get used to spending more money to increase your income. Your goal should not be caring about what's in your bank account. Your goal should be caring about what's going in your bank account. The number you've got there, don't try and sort of increase that. Increase the flow of money inside the bank account. Does that make sense? Basically, stop trying to save money. Stop trying to be frugal. Focus your intention on increasing your income, which often you will do by actually being allowed to spend money. You will start getting mentors. You'll join programs. Like, for example, I have a program on self-improvement. I have a program on business. You got to pay for those things, motherfucker. If I'm going to help you more than just my free videos, then I want more sort of resources from you if I'm going to help you for that, right? You pay for those things with money. If you're the type of person who just wants to save money, you'll see those things and be like, nah, you can get it for free online. And then you don't end up making as much progress as the guy who's paid for the fucking program, who then obsesses over it more, gets more support, right? I'm telling you, being the guy who's okay with spending his money ends up making more money. Yeah. So the meta, in summary, have gratitude for what you already have, but have dissatisfaction and learning for more. This ties back to the story from Thailand. It's like, bro, don't be like one of those sad assholes who's already rich, but he's like miserable with it. Have gratitude for what you have. So practically, literally, get your gratitude journal out and write down every day a few things that you're grateful for. Oh, I'm grateful for this villa. I'm grateful for this money. Oh, I made 5K yesterday, whatever. Write all that. Feel that emotion. Awesome. But still desire more. If you do that, naturally, you'll have this feeling where you won't want to be frugal, but you'll want to explode and blow up your income whilst also staying happy in the process. That's how you take that situation, like what the story was, where I was looking up at the villa, and I was actually happy about this. And because of this kind of mindset, I was growing my business. At the time of that story, we were making about 20K a month. About 6 months later, or probably about 9 months later, it went up to 120K. Think about that. That fucking rapid rise in probably about 9 months from that point. When I'm in seasons where I am not frugal and I am dissatisfied with the sort of, the level I've got to, and I'm like, nah, this isn't it. Come on, I can get to the next level, the next level. My income goes up, my profit goes up, life is great. When I get into seasons where I'm like, oh, money doesn't really matter, and I'm going to start to budget. Oh, this thing is way cheaper. That's so cool. This thing feels like it's free. I'm going to budget. This one's way cheaper. It's so interesting. I end up making less money overall. This is the mistake I've made in the last year or so. I just stopped giving a shit about money because I was like, yeah, I got up to about 220K last year. In I think May I made 200 something K profit. But then after that point, I started having a really negative view towards money, and I started getting more frugal because I was like, yeah, money doesn't really matter. More money's not going to change my life. So I started slowing down in business. I started making decisions that were just fucking stupid because I didn't have a goal to reach for. It didn't seem worthwhile. Why would I set a goal bigger than this? Why? Because, bro, growth is fun. Growth is the purpose of life. Don't you ever fall for it, bro. Making money is fun. It's fun. It's challenging. It keeps you off the streets. It keeps you away from drugs. It keeps you away from scrolling. Making money is a fun thing. Don't doubt it. Don't be like these modern day fucking skinny philosophers where they're telling you read some Jung, bro. Some Jung. Shut the fuck up, little pussy faggot, bro. Shut the fuck up. Stop this fucking new age, or not even new age, but just stop this fucking skinny neck propaganda overthinking. Just act like a retard and be like, yeah, I like to make money because making money in my business is fun, and then I can spend more money on my food and my gym, and I can give money to my family. That's it, bro. That's just keep yourself on that level. Just think, oh yeah, making money is a good thing, and I want to make more money. Right now, I make 2K. Soon, I want to make 10K. In a few years from now, I make 100K. And soon I want to make 220K a month. And it's yeah, bro, you don't really need to make that much. Past 10, 15K, it's okay, but Your life will actually, in a weird way, be better, happier, more fulfilled if you just keep on growing. 220. Okay, well, I want to get to 500K. Wow, I had a 500K month. Okay, well, I want to now go for 1 million. You know why? This stops becoming about the money, and it starts becoming about you and the human being, the capacity and like the capability and the skills, mindset and character that you need to continuously keep growing. That's the benefit of all this. Don't listen to these people telling you to be complacent. I'm telling you, it's fucking bullshit. Fuck frugality. Desire money. And when you desire money, you don't be frugal. This is a outdated tactic of the working and the middle class, and they are poor. The new age entrepreneur is fine with spending money, but I'm telling you, if you follow any like new age entrepreneurs, they're in their 20s and they're rich. Go look at any of their Instagrams, and I guarantee they're not being frugal. Guarantee they've got some like luxury there. There's a reason why. It's like that's almost like a selection criteria for the guys who make a lot of money. They have to be the type of guys who desire, like, wanting to spend the money. The people who don't care about money at all, the people who say like, oh, it doesn't change your life, whatever, they end up not being the ones who get rich. So if you want to get rich, desire some of these things. That's okay. Think about like the villa that you want and the motorcycle that you want and all the gym memberships and the healthy food and the house you want to have eventually for your family, and you want to be able to fly like business and first class. You want to give your family like a first class life. And of course, there's way more things other than just money. Of course, there's your presence and your love and your kindness and security and all those things, your intellect, whatever. But money's a big part of that, right? So money is important, and frugality actually makes you less money. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Even though it seems like a productive thing, I promise you, this scarcity mindset does not serve you. You'll very, very unlikely find an entrepreneur in his 20s who's done really well, who's got this like sort of frugality, scarcity kind of mindset, but you'll find a fuck ton of them who have got more of the sort of lavish spending mindset. You know, you go find any entrepreneur in his 20s, go look at their Instagram, and I guarantee he's in like a nice villa. He's got gorgeous girls around him. He's showing the watch that he's wearing, whatever. I'm telling you, there's a reason why like the personality of all like young entrepreneurs seems to be the same, because that's the type of personality of the guy who fucking grinds to get his income really fucking high. You shouldn't be thinking about saving money. That's for fucking peasants, and it doesn't make you richer. You should only be thinking about increasing your income, and often you'll actually spend money to do that. That's the big fucking lesson here. Please, like, I've wasted like a year of my business doing this. Just keep thinking about increasing your income, and even spend money being to be able to do that, so you can acquire new skills, you can hire people. When you're trying to just save, often your income will start going down. Yeah. So 2 links in the description if you want to join my self-improvement program, or if you care more about business and you want to start making a fuck ton of money as like a YouTuber. Those links are in the description. Just have a look at the programs because they can really help you. Goodbye.